You're always dressing the finest. Who you tryna impress? Mi caso, tu casa, be my guest, eh? Yeah, yeah.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Miss Bree, and I'm presenting to you Triple B, Business, Brains and Beauty. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for sharing my content, commenting on my content, because I've reached my first milestone, which is 100 subscribers, and I celebrate all big and small successes, so I'm really happy for my 100 subscribers. If it's your first time on my channel, first time seeing me, please do subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and please put the alert button on so you can get a notification and you don't miss a beat. So let's get straight into this video. So I put a video on Instagram a couple of days ago, a week ago, about fear being the biggest dream killer. Okay, so as the title says in this video, I'm going to go through the 7 big dream killers that allow us to stop doing what we need to do in order for us to reach our goals, to reach the visions that we have in our head and the things that we want to achieve. So I'm going to go straight to number 1, fear of failure. Fear of failure, and I think it's something we've all experienced, even myself. You know, sometimes you get scared of doing something because you're going to fail or you're not going to do it properly, and it just takes you back and it scares you from actually going forward and doing something. But what I want to say is, you know, if fear stops you from doing something because you feel like you're going to fail, yeah, then you fail by default because you're not living the life that you want to live. You know, you're not doing what you actually wanted to do because you're scared of failing. So you then fail by default. But if you actually attempted to do what you wanted to do, even if you failed, it's a learning curve for you. So that then the next time when you attempt it, you're better and you know where you went wrong the first time. So don't allow fear of failure to stop you from doing what you want to do, because ultimately you fell by default. So you don't really want to do that. And my second one is fear of success. I know people might be thinking, why would fear of success be even an issue? But it is an issue. You know, it is an issue, and sometimes it stopped me from doing something, and this is why I really want to bring it up, because, you know, you're scared when you actually do something and you become bigger. You see how all these celebrities and stuff like that, they get all these haters in their comments, and a lot of people are scared of becoming successful because they don't want negative energy to come around them, or, you know, negative people saying things bad about them, and it's constantly what other people are saying about them. You see what I'm doing right there? A lot of people focus on what other people are going to say, or how you're going to appear, or you're going to be, you know, judged, and a lot of judgment's going to be thrown at you, and that's because you're thinking about everybody else, but you're not thinking about your happiness when you actually become successful and grow as a person, and the success that you actually achieve. So fear of success is really real, and it is something that people do struggle with. My third point of the biggest dream killer is lack of effort. Yes, lack of effort. A lot of us, especially in Generation X, Y, whatever they call us, you know, we like fast gratification. Not even just X and Y. A lot of us, we want fast gratification. We want things fast. We want to get rich fast. We want to do things fast. And then when something stops or something fails the first time, the third time, you know, we just want to give up. But if you stopped at the first fail that you got in your driving test, you know, you wouldn't have the license you have now. If you stopped when you first learned how to ride a bike and you dropped and you just stopped, you wouldn't know how to ride a bike. You know, we need to put those efforts, those small things in other life things, you know what I'm trying to say, put that into our life in general, that we need to constantly be putting effort in, even when you fail, even when things are not looking bright. You know, you need to put in the effort and continuously go and go and go and go. You know, that is what makes the difference between you reaching your goal and not reaching your goal, because you're lacking to put in the effort required for you to achieve those goals. So my fourth point is lack of discipline. Lack of discipline and consistency. You know, the discipline of when money comes in, continuously putting aside 20% of your income, putting it aside, and not touching it. When something bad happens, not taking that money out and putting it back in. When we lack discipline, we're never going to see that money grow, because we're not disciplining, whatever, you know what I'm saying. We're not disciplined in keeping that money in the pot, in the storage. Because if you were disciplined, you would have way more in your savings than you have right now. Because you keep taking it out when an issue comes. You keep taking it out when something comes. So you lose the goal because you're not disciplined to achieve the goal of actually, I need to save 6 grand, 7 grand, whatever, so then I can invest in this, or I can do this. The lack of discipline is why you're not able to achieve that financial goal or what you wanted to achieve. So my next one is, I don't know what number I'm on now, 5, excuses. We have so much excuses. They're just dripping everywhere. We just have so much excuses of why we can't achieve the life that we want to achieve. When I never went to a certain school, I never went to a private school, that's why I didn't make it. Or this, that, and the other, this is why I didn't do that. Come on, let's just give up the excuses. There's so many people out there that have been in worse positions than you have been and made it. There's certain people, celebrities we now know today, that were homeless, walking on the LA streets looking for opportunities. There's people in worse situations than us, people that didn't even go to school, didn't know how to read and write, and have become successful in their field, in their expertise. So why do you constantly have an excuse of why you can't reach your dream, or why you can't achieve the goals that you want to achieve? You need to come out of that. You need to let that go and be like, okay, I am worthy enough to be in this position, regardless of the setbacks of how I was raised, regardless of the setbacks of how my friendship groups have created me to be now. I am worthy enough and I can achieve my dreams. You need to let go of those excuses. The next one is toxic influences. If you watched my last video, you would know that I'm very big on what is around you, what you're around, your environment creates who you are. And sometimes toxic influences can be your friends, could be your family members, could be your spouse. It could be a lot of things that are around you that, stopping you from reaching the goals that you wanted to get to. Some people are like, oh, Brenda, you've got everything that you wanted. Like, why do you want more? Like, oh, you sound a bit greedy. Like, people may be thinking, why do you not just want to settle with 1 million? No, I want 10. Like, why do you want me to settle for 1? Delete. There's toxic people that are around you that can, limit you, give you limitations of how life should be, or we've always just owned our home and that was good enough for us, and no, I want to own a few. I want to own 10, 20. I want to cash flow from these things. I want passive income. I want my income, passive income, and even more. There's some people that limit us without even us knowing, because all we've seen is a certain lifestyle. We've not seen anything bigger. And, anything bigger is outside of us. It's not around us. So we just see that that's a far distant thing. Like, most of my family would just live like this. So I just thought, this is how it is. Toxic. Not in a negative way, but it's toxic. You know what? I ain't apologizing. Toxic. It is what it is. And then my last one, number 7, is the biggest dream killer is when we think that we know everything. You don't know everything. You need to keep on learning and developing. You need to keep on putting money in and investing in your education, self-education, not the other educations that we've been taught to go to so that we can end up just working the rest of our life. Self-education, as in getting yourself a new skill, developing a new business, educating yourself in different places, because the more skill you have, the more money you have, the more you learn, the more you increase your wealth. And you need to understand that we need to keep on learning, because When you get to a certain stage, you've reached that particular stage, but there's always a stage on top of that, and you need to learn how to get there. And in order for you to be rich and stay rich, you need to keep on learning. In order for you to achieve your dream and sustain your dream, you need to keep learning how to be the big player or the expert in that particular field. And I want to leave you guys with one thing that I watched and I tell my mentees about. You know, something that Kevin Hart said when he was having his interview in a conference with Grant Cardone. And he said, I need to prepare for my future, because when I'm no longer funny and people are no longer booking me for this, that, and the other, I ain't going to be getting the checks. But I need to sustain the lifestyle that I've built for myself, my kids, and all of this stuff. So he said he's going to invest in he's been investing in real estate. You know, and this is why I said in my other video, all of these rich people, all of these people around us, you know, that are wealthy, are investing in real estate to sustain their lives. And he needed to learn that. He needs to learn, you know, other things in order for him to invest in other things. So he's a funny guy. He's an expert at what he does. He's earned income from that, but he's trying to sustain himself. So he's learned another skill, learned something, educated himself in how to keep his wealth, and he's invested in real estate. You know, we need to continuously keep learning, developing ourselves, and improving ourselves as people. So I'm just going to go through the breakdown of the 7 dream killers. And those 7 are, let me just get my paper before I forget. Fear of failure, fear of success, lack of work effort, excuses, toxic influences, lack of discipline, and thinking we know it all. Lack of learning and continuously developing ourselves. Those are the 7 dream killers, and we need to be aware of these things. We need to avoid them if we want to achieve the goals and the dreams that we've envisioned for ourselves. So there it is, guys. It's your girl here, Miss Bree, presenting to you Triple B. Today's topic was about brains, just little tips that I want to give people to spark our brains to start thinking, developing our mindset, and just growing and stretching as people. So if you love what you're seeing right here, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love and kisses to all of you guys. Thank you again for my 100 subscribers, people. See ya.
Composure when there's bands on the line. Money off a mech, money off a tech. A nigga gets chopped if he ain't slicing the cake. I'm way too hungry just to pass up my steak. I gotta eat right, I gotta clear up this plate. My nigga shut it down when we stepped in the place.